So yeah, welcome everybody to part 12 of my solo sci-fi beginner Conjurer. In the last episode we farmed the Dark One set. It was actually pretty easy for me. I got pretty lucky, to be honest. You might have to spend like a little bit more time doing that. And today, I'm not quite sure. I wanna farm the Hallanx's head. I don't even know if I'm actually gonna use it or not, but I'm gonna farm it because it is a nice item, and if you don't have like such a good shield that I got, right? Such a stone hide, bone shield, whatever it's called. Then the Hallanx's head is probably what you want to aim for, right? And also, I should probably finish Act 6 and 7, right? I haven't done those on Ultimate yet. And with the Dark One set, we should be strong enough to do that now, right? We have, yeah, we got some, like, lots of quests here, actually. So who is Darvargol? I don't even know. Oh yeah, also I need to farm the Lunar Valgarth belt, right? Game not loading? Yeah, maybe next year. Yeah, first time loading time is a little bit high for me. I mean, I might have to like get an upgrade for my computer anyways at some point. Hey Rappar, how are you? Welcome. Okay, so we do 6 or 7 first. I think we're gonna do 6 first, right? Or farm Hallanx's head. I mean, yeah, let's farm Hallanx's head first, actually. Hallanx's head will be in the Howling Chasm, right? So let's do these like Act 7 quests first. Like, I think we should actually be like strong enough to kill. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have 2.8 KDA, right, and another like 285 OA reduction. So getting hit by his like, I don't know, what is it, 600 DA reduction or something? Let's check out the boss from the Temple of Ozur, right? The Temple of Ozur boss is called Ramzul, the High Priest of Ozur, and he has this ability that reduces resistances by 35, right? And then he also has this ability which reduces your DA by 675. Fire projectiles from the sky over time. So these are like the the lightning balls that he spawns from the sky, right? If you get hit by those, these will reduce your DA by 675, which is crazy. And this like breath of his reduce your resistances by 35. So what we want to have here is like, yeah, ideally we want these like overcapped by 35. They're not quite there, as you can see. But I guess we're just gonna go for it anyways, right? Should have like enough lifesteal. If you only had a Vanquisher, dude. I mean, I already have 3 out of 4 pieces for Vanquisher set, right? I got pretty lucky on that one as well on the last one. The computer always struggled to run Grim Dawn for the first time, to the point where first launch after PC restart was laggy and second game restart was smooth. Yeah, it's not quite as bad for me, but similar like tendencies, yeah. Also, hello Fresh Chive, how are you? Welcome. Dude, the Gaze of Bernath actually is a huge AoE, right? Yeah, this one is another like OA reduction. Yeah, if you have OA reduction through this and this actually, right? So that's like 360 OA reduction or something. So we basically have like effective DA of, yeah, also with Savagery up, it's like 2.9k, right? So it's like 3260, right? Yeah, 3260. It's pretty good. Who the fuck uses Baronath proc? I mean, it's like 80 OA reduction, right? It's not too terrible. But yeah, welcome. Oh, you know. It's stackable, right? If you wanna fight Ramzul, right? But it's like kinda useless against like all these guys, right? It's like literally useless to spam against these guys. Yeah, whatever. I'm using it instead of grasping vines. So that's okay. You're honored with Cut of Dreeg. Oh, yeah, I should like buy the reputation gain thingy then, right? Also the same for Solar probably, right? Yeah, I should buy the how do you know? Are they called mandates as well? No, they're not, right? The mandates is like the thing that you get at the revered status, but this one, I have no idea what this one is called actually. The red. Alright, there we go, the red. Should buy that one, yeah.
Give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
Oh yeah, also, don't these guys have like a White Lotus? White Lotus is actually a pretty nice belt, right? Like if you don't get a good belt, you can use that one instead. On pretty much any character, right? Oh hey, Corvin secrets. We can do Kalagadra now. So if you wanna do Kalagadra, right, you need a Celestial Essence to spawn her. And these Corvin secret chests are one way to get it. I mean, these Corvin secret chests don't spawn like in the same spot every time, right? They spawn like once per session, I think. But they can spawn like anywhere in Act 7. I mean, they have some spawn locations if you want to like farm them. You can probably check that out on Grim Tools. Alright, so this guy, right, he has 35 resistance reduction on his breath and 675 DA reduction on his projectiles that he spawns from above, right? So this is the... Actually it only says 26, so that should still be fine, right, for me? Kinda. And yeah, these projectiles, right, if you get hit by those, I think they reduce like your DA by 600 something something. But I mean, he just died because Dark One set has lots of damage, obviously. Yeah, once you got Dark One set, you kinda breeze around, right? There are like 25 plus locations for the Common Secrets chest, right? Yeah. That sounds about right. There are a lot of them. So let's check out this oasis here as well. Actually... And we're gonna go here later. I don't need to go here now. I mean, if you want like a third Dionysus ring, right, you can like destroy the urn there and get another Dionysus ring for your next character. We gotta kill the Arcane. Hey Yuba here, how are you man? Hey, I found your video on YouTube, Ulzin Sources versus Morgoneth, and I'm curious, how do you sustain life in that fight? So number one is... Oh wait, did I miss the guys? Oh, they're over here, right? Oops, I forgot about the guys I have to rescue here. So, the build has... First of all, he has Blast Shield, right? And Blast Shield does give me lots of flat absorption whenever I have it active, right? And when it comes to lifesteal, like the first thing that does lifesteal for me are the canister bombs, right? The build does have... Wait, where the fuck are they? Aren't they supposed to be here? What the fuck? Oh, did I already rescue them? I think I did, right? Yeah, I went here already to get the Fetid Mask, like some episodes ago, right? Yeah, okay. So... Yeah, first of all, I have lifesteal on my canister bomb because of the Ulzin set, right? The Ulzin set does give me weapon damage towards my canister bomb, so my canister bomb does lifesteal for me. And I think I have Ghoul on that build, so whenever Ghoul procs, I will have like lots of lifesteal actually. Then I have Blast Shield, which does give me flat absorption, as well as a heal, because of Ulzin set. Like Ulzin set does give Blast Shield like a 12% heal, I think. And then I have Mirror, right? I can just use the Arcanist Mirror every now and then to be basically invulnerable for like 3 seconds, and that can help me like lifesteal a bit as well. And then I have some other like absorption procs like Serenity. Whenever I drop like super low, right, Serenity will save my ass. I have Prismatic Diamond, I believe, as well. Prismatic Diamond gives me like another flat absorption whenever I drop below 50% HP. And then also use the Phoenix Devotion, which is also lots of like flat absorption on top. And yeah, like all those things together basically help me sustain and not die. And also, what we're doing right now, right here, is the Maw of Enath, right? Maw of Enath is, we do this for the first Seal of Morgoneth, right? To open up the way to the Morgoneth dungeon. And if you are a ritualist, then this dungeon is even more interesting for you, because you could target farm the belt that drops from the boss here. Actually really good for like poison and like acid vitality casters, like necromancers. Break the second seal. I mean, I would be able to if I broke the first one, right? I haven't done that yet, and I think I just want to do all the seals in one episode. Mr. Engineer. So yeah, that's why Headback was like doing the seals. I mean, I would probably actually try create on this character at some point, maybe. But like, I'm gonna try all the other stuff before that, right? Yeah, you're welcome. And thank you.
Well met.
And thanks for the follow as well. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, glad you liked the Sorcerer's build. It's pretty good, I can recommend it. It's really nice. Alright. So here we have the maggot, and this maggot has a chance to, well, drop a belt. And also it will always drop you the Morgoneth seal number 1, right? So I don't need to clear this stuff. Right? Let's go back to the Korvaak Sounds and get the second seal as well. Now the second seal is like over here. No, here, right? And yeah, this is where you also would summon Kalagaja, right? But we're not gonna do that now. Maybe on a future episode. Are you okay, Mr. T-Rex? What the fuck? Chat demands blood. Ah, you will get some blood, don't worry, but not today. Yo, Rekbar League, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. But I think White Crusher is a viable option for this in order to... yeah, you can also do full White actually. You can do some, like only some Dark One set pieces, and go also with the full White set. They work pretty well as well, like a full White and some Dark One pieces, really good as well. If you go for the full Dark One set like this, you want to use either Hallanx's head or the Skull of Gilgamesh, or whatever it's called, I believe. Oh wait, there was an arcane in there? What the hell? Did you realize? Who needs buffs, right? Who needs buffs when you're a vitality conjurer? Or like a Nightbringer weapon, right? A Nightbringer weapon that drops from Morgoneth from the new dungeon. Unique is trash. Nice. Now he's playing Animal Crossing instead. No, not Animal Crossing, right? It's Divinity Original Sin 2. That's pretty good. But yeah, I don't have time for that. Buff Corona. I don't think it needs a buff, to be honest. What was this energy leech though? What the? Thor, the Root Sandstorm. This guy has another monster frequent as well, right? It's like a Pierce Phantasmal Blades offhand. But it's just worse than Spite. Like Spite is a 200 range, 200 weapon. That is a faction item actually. And you could use just that for Pierce Phantasmal Blades instead, right? Buff Blade Box. I don't know. Dark One set is so good with Blade Box already, like doesn't need a buff, to be honest. And this is just Bloody Pox here. Not using any other skill. I pressed Bloody Pox once, right? So things are not quite dying though. Or are they? Maybe they are. Not quite, okay. But I mean, it's not like supposed to be a main damage ability. Even without the set. I mean, even with the set. It's just a really, really strong debuff actually. You got all of the MRs from Act 7 except for Kalagadras. Nice. Yeah, I'm still missing the rings from the dungeon, right? Do you have all the rings? That's crazy. Yeah, okay. Hey, well, what? You gotta get dynamite, right? Yeah, let's get some dynamite. Forgot about the dungeon. Do you have Nightbringer? Or no?
See anything you like?
Signet of the Rune Father. No, right?
Put it to good use.
Got any more scrap metal?
What's this? Alright. Dynamite. Oh wait, we have like 13 of these anyway, whoops. Alright, let's do like 27. Should be enough for now, I hope. So I'm assuming, so if you are like a new player, right, and you have like no blueprints, I'm assuming that you get like one blueprint for each of these treasure troves, right? And ideally, by now you should get the blueprints for your endgame components, right? For like the components such as sacred plating, living armor, Agdenborg leather, right? That kind of stuff. Or Seal of Annihilation. And what else is there? Like Tainted Heart, right? That's the kind of stuff you wanna get here. So I think I just wanna go for the Rift Gate first, right? And then we go back to the Sandblown Ruins to do the Anorak quest, right? To find Anorak's brothers. Nani? Hey Nandas, how are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing well as well. We went shopping today. Yeah, got some stuff. Did not get toilet paper. Nothing's left. Oh well. But yeah, other than that, we're playing the Corona, I mean the Bloody Pox build here, and it's working out really well. I was able to get Dark One set 2 days ago, right? Last time I played this character. I got it really fast actually, like in, I don't know, 1.5 hours or 2 hours or something, right? Pretty easy. So we are, yeah, like smooth sailing here again through whatever content is left so far at least. I mean, there's some content that we still can't do. We would like need some more items for that. But this one's probably set for almost everything except for like some super bosses, I guess. I mean, we have 3.1 KOA, right? 2.9 KODA. Decentish damage, I guess. It's not the best actually yet. Like, damage could be better. This is like 2.2k modifier. And we have maxed out Sigil, as well as Pox, as well as Totem. But we need to max out Wasting as well, and probably max out Destruction as well, and get like some conversion going, like some Fire and Chaos to Vitality conversion. I mean, I do have some Chaos to Vitality conversion through Dark One set, right? But no like Elemental to Vitality conversion yet. And hey, Cthulhu85, yes, I have a very good suggestion for you, and it is the build I'm playing right now. Like a Vitality Conjurer, for example, is really, really good. And yo, Circle of Life, how are you, man? Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? How's life? How's the quarantine life? SR when? Yeah, I was thinking about SR as well. I would probably do it on the next episode. Like today I wanna finish the acts that I haven't done yet, maybe like get revered with all the factions, right? And maybe also do the dungeon, the Morgoneth dungeon, right? Maybe farm some belts, right? I do want to like farm another belt as well, like Brunel Valgoth belt. It's really, really good. And then maybe do some like SR on the next episode, like SR 1 to 35 for example, or 1 to 25 at least. 1 to 25 should be good, right? I mean, or we could also like push SR in normal, right? Like that's, if you're like struggling with SR on higher difficulties, you can always like or if you want to like just get as high as possible as fast as possible, right? To like unlock the waystones, I think just doing normal SR should be like the way to go, right? It's just like way easier and way faster there than Elite or Ultimate. Yeah, I think we just might like grind 1 to 60 or like 1 to 65 on yeah, like 1 to 65 on normal first, and then we do some on Ultimate, right? No, normal SR is way easier than Elite or Ultimate. Like SR also scales with the difficulty. You do not get the Shadow Ram set though at SR normal, like in normal or Elite. You only get SR set in Ultimate. So if you want to like farm SR set, you do have to do SR in Ultimate. And you will also get less loot on like normal and Ultimate. Trick Eleanor, no, it's a pretty decent. It's a really cool item actually to like play around. But yeah, to like grind levels in SR, like to grind waystones, for example, it's probably advised to do it on normal, right? Because like normal SR is, yeah, it's just like easier, right, and faster to do. Also, you gotta kill this one. Tear gun the mad priest, right, for the quest here. He can be a little bit tricky on the first phase actually because of like all his snowballs, and if you get hit by like multiple snowballs at the same time, they can hurt a lot actually. And on second phase only has this ability that you kind of want to dodge, right? Other than that, he should be easy. If you overcap all the resistances and you still die, what the fuck? I don't know, maybe you got crit, or you got hit by some of those abilities that you just should not get hit by. Oh, you were talking about song requests all this time, not Shadowrun. My bad, Sadaharu. That said, like all the SR info should be good for people watching on YouTube as well, right? Yeah, song requests after this guy. I mean, yeah, you either got crit, right? Maybe you got hit by like a DA reduction, or you got like resistant, like you got reduced resistances by even more than what you have overcapped by, right? Or you simply have like bad armor and or physical resistance and you got hit by a physical ability, right? Resonant of the Wolf. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could get better greens, right? Like good ones that you have as well. And that should be no problem. Do I want to go down here? Not really, right? Trickster dual wield is not recommended. Yeah, Trickster is kind of squishy. Unless you have like Korvaak set or... I mean, yeah, even with Korvaak set it's a little bit squishy. I would say the best cold dual wield builds are like Spellbreaker and then Infiltrator and Blade Master. And then after that comes Trickster. Unten der Blade Master. Hey Redden, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Ja, ja. Oh wait, I still have this from normal? Or like elite or something? I actually have it still, right? Oh well. Der Blademeister. That sounds like the Bademeister, which is like how do you say that in English? The Baywatch guy, you know. The lifeguard, basically. Oh yeah, if you have sided with Krieg, right, you wanna go to the Sanctuary of Horan here as well. Infiltrator because of natural minus RR. Yeah, Infiltrator is solid. It's really good. It probably, like, overall has more damage. Like the most damage, actually, out of the Cold Knight builds. Spellbreaker and Blade, especially Spellbreaker is just like, it's really good, even defensively, because of like Mirror of Eruptis and like Nullification, right? Nullification is so good as well for like so many things. But yeah, Infiltrator is definitely really, really strong and solid. It's like number 1 or 2 as well. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, almost every class can also do Celestials if you just build them right. You just not like have to have the right gear and or know how to build them. That's like the beauty of Chrome Dawn, right? Like every class is viable. They just have like different degrees of being gear dependent or not. Alright, we're gonna go back to the Conclave here and catch up with some quests, right? So we did do the Eye of Recur quest, for example, and some others.
Put it to good use.
Oops.
You're looking. Can you Korvaak?
And yeah, this guy requires you to cull the ranks of the Salile guys, right? And there is one guy, like, you can talk to him even before, and he has quite some funny conversations to tell you. And if you choose to kill this guy, yeah, I mean, he's so much hated by his own people that this guy up here will just start killing him as well, right? It's kind of funny, actually. This. Let's unite the two lovers, right? I mean, they're not really lovers, but it's more like he's creeping on her, but oh well. We did this one as well, and now we gotta speak to Sagan at the Vanguard of the 3, which means we're basically done with like the first act here, or like the first part of Act 7 rather. So yeah, let's go to the Sunbane Oasis and farm the Hallanx's head a bit maybe. I like at least do the run once, right? Also you have a secret smith over here, which you can also see on the Grim Tools map actually. Yeah, there's like a hidden chest here as well. Then you got this hidden smith over here, and this guy is pretty nice because he can craft you items with slow resistance, or movement speed, or reflected damage reduction. Like reflect damage reduction is pretty nice for like internal trauma damage builds, right? Slow resistance is pretty nice for like any attack or casting speed build. And movement speed, well, it's probably mostly useless, but You might get lucky and get the roll that you want, right? Hey. Come back here. So you gotta be a little bit careful about this guy as well, because he can reduce the resistances by a lot as well with his like ability where he kind of charges his claw, right, and then hits you with like some spikes. And yeah, if you have like bad poison rest, for example, he might just kill you, right? So be careful. Also, he does drop a monster infrequent called the Gunnar-Wacker's Sting. And if you're playing like a poison dervish, for example, like as a dervish, right, this one's really good for you. Indivar Enko, hey, welcome to the stream. I'm only on part 5 of the series, but first time I've caught you live. Thanks for doing this project. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Glad you enjoy it. I only like to play my characters so self-hunt really, and it seems like all of the guides just assume you have full sets of gear to swap into at various level breaks. Yeah, that's true. Most of the builds or like guides are based on that. Feels like many builds just don't work throughout the game if you don't have the stuff on the hand waiting. Some stuff on hand waiting. Yeah, that's true. Also for like most of my builds as well, actually. Like usually I just speed level 1 to 94 with like local set, right, and like some of the items that I have in my stash for leveling, and yeah. Then I just like switch to the gear I found already on other characters at level 94, right, to like try out a new build. Which I like more on some classes that are kind of gear dependent, right? I probably wouldn't enjoy like doing a Saboteur solo Saffron like this guy as much, because solo Saffron Saboteur is, I wouldn't say like unplayable, but it's definitely way worse than this. And Conjurer or like any of the vitality casters are like really well, like really good for beginners, right, for solo Saffron. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's totally fine, man. I might do maybe like one solo Saffron character, at least like level 1 to 94 or something each patch. Not sure if I want to do like all this endgame farming as well on like another character in the future, but because that's just like very time consuming compared to like doing this other stuff. Compared to like speed leveling, this is very time consuming actually. And I do wanna like be able to do like more than one build per patch as well. I play hardcore if you need to come down. I mean, some people do like to play like hardcore in any RPG, no matter if they are new or not. And also, if you are not new to Grim Dawn and you would like to switch over to hardcore, right, you have to like start from scratch, because like softcore and hardcore stash is separate, right? So if you do decide to at some point switch over from softcore to hardcore, you will not be able to use your softcore gear, and yeah, because of that, a build like this can still be helpful for you in hardcore because you don't have any access to your softcore stash. I mean, yeah, Stan, it's definitely possible, but you wouldn't be able to like do the same content that this character, for example, can do in the same amount of time. Like you would have to like gear, like you would have to like farm for gear a lot more. Like once you're level max level, right? You would have to like farm, I don't know, Steps of Torment or stuff like that, like a lot more to like get some good items for you, right? Yo, Malavik, how you, man? Wait, are you the real one? The real Swedish teacher god? Am I afraid of Corona? I mean, saying no would probably be a lie, so yeah, I am a little bit afraid of it, as everybody should be, but I wouldn't say I'm like panicking or anything, right? You are? You think you have it? Well... Oh yeah, how is it in Sweden, by the way? Don't they like just test people who... Also very common in van. How is it in Sweden? Don't they just test people that have to like go to the hospital now? Like they're like out of tests or something? Like they can't even test people anymore? Like they can't test like everybody anymore? Yeah, exactly, right? You can't like... Because in Germany you can still, if you think you have corona, right, you can just call or go to like a drive-in with your car and they will test you. So basically they can like still do like maybe way more tests here in Germany than compared to Sweden, for example. I think they can do like up to 300,000 tests now per like, I don't know, week or month or something like that. I don't even know. I think that's like per week actually. But yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, you should also not go to, like, if you think you have corona, like, you shouldn't go to hospitals unless you really need help and you're feeling like really sick, right? Because if you have it actually, but you're still like, your body is still like healthy enough to like handle it yourself, right? Then you will just make other people sick, or like, there's like a chance that you just make like other people sick. For like no reason, right? So it's better to just stay at home as long as you can handle it yourself, right? Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought so. I think that's like the same in Britain, right? That's the same in the Netherlands and in Britain. They don't only like test people or like... Yeah, they only like test people if you're like doing really bad. I mean, the only thing that's so fucking stupid though is like, I went shopping today, right? And I went to like 2 different supermarkets and like one market where you can buy like sanitary stuff, right? And none of those markets had like any toilet paper left again. Like the last time I was able to buy toilet paper was like, I don't know, 4 weeks ago or something. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? What's your take on Madly explanation on rib spearing being a meme? Honestly, I don't know. I can't really... Like, I have almost zero experience with Rip Spirit. I only know No Manual who played Rip Spirit a bit in the past. And, I mean, he only played it on hardcore and like he died a little bit too early with it. Like he wasn't really able to give me like proper feedback on it because he died too early with it. I mean, he died due to misplay, not because the build was bad, but I mean, it happens,
Well
right?
met.
Also Zach000, thank you so much for the follow, and welcome. It's great for single target. Yeah, I think I've seen that as like he said that as well. It's pretty good for single
Well
target.
met.
I like the Diviner set, for example. Diviner set uses at least if you go Spellbind, right, you have Devastation for AoE in any way, right? Also Drag Kymon, 1236, thank you so much for the follow and welcome as well. So of course you get bad Crucible times with that. I mean, yeah, like... I'm kinda tired of like the Crucible being, or like, supposed to be the standard for everything. I mean, I know that the Crucible is probably the best
Remarkable. Before we can depart for the tomb, however,
way
Salile
to,
demands
like, in general,
sacrifice.
compare builds, because it has like the least RNG, right? Like it has less RNG than say SR, or it has like also like less RNG than say, I don't know, totem farming or stuff like that. But I mean, in general, like builds that have good AoE do better on the Crucible, right? Because you fight like so many enemies at the same time.
Salile will not be feasting on your essence today.
And while it
He
might
has
be the
another in
best
mind.
way to
recall
usually
the ire of
compare builds,
occur
it's
you
not like the
require
only
for
way to
us.
compare builds, right?
It peers beyond the veil into realities.
Also, hey
beyond
Arcane
our
Undo,
own.
welcome,
I've
welcome.
branded it with runes so that its iris.
AKA, this
I
platform
hear
is
you
trash. How are you doing, man?
Give you a good price for what I've got left. Iron well spent.
Oh yeah, everything that's like not below 5 minutes is considered trash right now. That's kind of where we went to. I mean, Crucible has like Crucible Mafia has always kind of dominated the forums, right? But ever since Crate nerfed the banner or whatever it was called, right, that he used, and people have switched over to the storm beacons instead. Crucible times have become, like builds have become even more reckless, right? Like storm beacons give you so much more damage actually, and like the saying that you should like kill enemies faster before they kill you is a thing more now, like it's more of a thing now than it was ever before. I feel like the meta, Crucible meta is to like kill things fast, otherwise they will just kill you. Because the meta is to like go with the storm beacons, right? No green mafia? I don't know. Oh yeah. It's still so fucking ridiculous that things like Magi rings, which in a legit way take like, I don't know. I mean, if I'm saying years, I don't really mean years, but you know, you get the idea, right? Like they take years to farm, compared to like a green item that drops from, I don't know, like trash mobs, for example, right? Like a green MI that drops from trash, not like a boss MI that has maybe like one single rare, like one specific single rare and like another whatever magic, or like double magic specifics, right? That those like MIs are considered like to be harder to get than, for example, a Magi ring, which is just not true at all. But I mean, yeah, that's also one of like a foreign definition, right? I mean, sure, like double rare boss MIs are definitely like still the rarest thing in the game and basically impossible to get in a legit way, at least on this patch. It might change with the next patch, right? Because they will buff drop rates for like rare FXs. Yo, thank you so much, man. Also, yeah, I saw your combat on the forums as well. Gonna try my speed leveling method soon? Nice. Yeah, I will also give you guys some more information about speed leveling soon. Because some things... I know that my first video was like almost too long. I didn't wanna make it that long, but there's still some information missing and I will give you that information on the second part as well. Which hopefully like, like I'm able to do that video on like the weekend or something, or like finish it on the weekend. I already started with it, but yeah, like making these videos sometimes takes like way too long. And I'm sometimes like wondering whether or not it's like even worth the time investment, but I wanna just like complete things, right? I don't wanna like put out some like half-ass stuff out there. So yeah, part 2 is gonna come. Usually speed leveled on GD Stash before. Oh yeah, did you like my intro? Like this video is about, it's for, what did I say? Like, like veterans that actually forgot how to play the game or something like that, right? Act 4 boss. Talnosh. That's farmable MI rings or pet rings from Talnosh. You mean the rings that can also drop from like any other boss? I mean from any other cultist? Wait, Talnosh doesn't have like rings that only drop from him, right? The Talnosh rings can also drop from other cultists, right? They're like the Bloodthorn signets, right? Yeah. You can even farm them, you can like vendor farm them as well, right? You can go to the Bloodgrove Rift, right? And go to like the secret vendor in the Bloodgrove, right? He can also sell them for you. Who's Darius Grande? You gotta check out all the Crony farmers, right? Dude, I love Crony farmer as a like insult for bad builds, right? You gotta build a Crony farmer first to like get a feeling of who Crony is again, right? Madly turned turret mode off now? Did you? Nice. Oh yeah, at least people learn, right? Check my 8 across the phone. Nice. At least Pornhub Premium is free. Wait, is it? I thought it's only free like in Italy or something. Be quick or be dead. Yeah, exactly. Engineer. That's what the meta is right now, kinda. And yeah, I agree. Like, they do need to fix Crony reputation. Like, I still have only one character. Actually, I have 0 characters on hardcore that are nemesis with Crony because I did it once on softcore when I like started to play the game on vanilla, and then I just never did it again because it felt like so unrewarding and just like garbage. I don't know. Like, it takes forever and it's like only basically one dungeon that you can do, like the Crony dungeon, right? I mean, you can, I guess you can also do like Hennessy Mine, right? Kill the, whatever he's called, the rat guy there, right? But I mean, that's actually like less efficient. So you have to like only do Crony runs over and 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 over again, right? I don't know. They need to like buff rep gain or something like that, right? Or, and that's like what I'm hoping, that one of the new areas that they're gonna add with like the bridges, right, is gonna be like a area where you can fight maybe some more Crony gang members, right? Like maybe some more bosses that are like related to Crony's gang. It would be nice, but I mean, we'll see. If they don't add that, then they, in my opinion, have to definitely like reduce the, or like increase the infamy gain with Crony's gang, right? That would be pretty nice. What about Order slash Kymon? I mean, at least if you have those, right, you can... I mean, I guess, okay, you can also like farm for Crony rings, right? I was gonna say you can at least farm for Makadar swords, right? Or like the mace, but Crony has rings as well. Yeah, I mean, they should maybe increase infamy gain with those as well, though. I wouldn't mind that either. I have like... Yeah, I think I have Kymon on Nemesis on my Reaper. But I think you're right, I've actually like never fought Zentarian ever in the main campaign. Only in Crucible and like SR. We have the Black Matriarch indeed. Yeah, that's actually a really good ring, right? Really good ring for physical builds. Black Matriarch, yeah, really good. Also, welcome to the stream, Lorgan. There's only one boss and champs on the way. I mean, you have two bosses, right? You can do Fort Heron and Malkadar slash Archon. But I mean, the guy at Fort Heron is really not worth farming for because he has no MI, right? So you basically farm Malkadar or the Archon over and over, right? Maybe they add more mods from SR to give reputation like 1/10 of the reputation. I don't know. SR is just so much RNG. I think it might not be the best idea to like put reputation gain in SR as well. How about piercing percent on weapons? Yeah, sure, go ahead. I mean, armor piercing on weapon is basically like physical to pierce conversion, right? It's basically the same. But it's like local on weapon and everything that has weapon damage, right? Also, Dark Moon, welcome, welcome. It will only affect everything that has weapon damage, right? As far as I know. I'm not like a Pierce expert, to be honest, so I might be wrong about this. But I think how it works is that they convert all the physical damage that you have on your weapons, as well as like added physical damage through like devotions, etc., or like skills. And they convert that into Pierce on skills that use weapon damage. It will affect entire spells. A spell has at least 1% of weapon damage. Yeah, okay. So the spell needs to have weapon damage, but once it does have weapon damage, it will convert all the like physical damage to Pierce, depending on the Pierce percent on the weapon, right? Let's say cannons, will it be pure Pierce? Wait, do they like add together? Like if two weapons have 50% each, isn't like the 50% like local? Doesn't he need to like double his armor pierce through like Blades of Nadan or whatever it's called? Doesn't he need this one first? They don't? They don't, right? It's local, right? So, yeah, okay. No, so you have like 50% on one sword and 50% on the other sword. And if you don't have this Blades of Nadan devotion, you will only convert like 50% of your physical to pierce, right? But if you take this Blades of Nadan devotion, which basically doubles your armor piercing, right? That's how this works, I believe. Then it's basically like 100%. Why can't they just call it percent physical to pierce? They will probably change that around for Grim Dawn 2. I agree, it's a little bit confusing right now, but that's just how it was in Titan Quest, and they... yeah, I think it's like a Titan Quest relic. And also if you like think about it, from like a real life perspective, the wording as it is right now makes more sense. And yeah, it's also another kind of conversion, that's true. It takes place after all other conversions, yeah. Like first you have, say, physical to fire, and then after that you have the physical to pierce. And yeah, I do recommend you guys to check out Malavigland's guide on the forum. Yeah, like the game mechanics guide. Do I not have it linked in my commands? Do I have it in here? I have your beginner guides in here. I think your beginner builds. But I don't have your... No, I don't have your beginner mechanics guide in here, right? Yeah, you can, yeah, link it. Oh, you linked it on the new guide? Wait, is it in here? Is it in here on this thing here? I've never like actually read through this like properly because there was like no need for me, but this is like really good. Here? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, this one. Right. Guide on Game Mechanics for Beginners. Yeah, check that one out, guys. This one should answer your questions. Yeah. I mean, I'm not quite playing the build yet. I made the build like... I made a build similar to this some months ago already, right? On, was it November or December? Like whenever the new dungeon came out, right? On patch 1.1.5.0. I made like a Dark One Conjurer as well. And yeah, Arcane Undo here, who's in chat, he had a video about this character doing SR90 as well as killing Creator for Entertainment on softcore, because he was playing the same build on softcore. I don't know. Don't you wanna like put them up again on YouTube so that people can actually look at your stuff? I still don't understand why you delete your stuff, to be honest. But yeah, that's right now is solo self-found. Yeah, on the last episode, I was able to get like the full Dark One set in like, I don't know, 1.5 hours. I got like 2 out of 4 pieces on the very first run. Yeah, I know, my RNG is kind of ridiculous on this guy. And look at the shield on it. Stone Height of Protection. I got this like... I don't even know, like at level 80 or something. When I was going through... Molten Deeps on Act 3 Ultimate, right? Honestly, I think Conjurer right now is... I mean, it was the best class, like the best beginner class, period, in 1.1.5. Now in 1.1.6 it became a little bit worse, but only like a tiny amount. And I think it's like still one of, if not, yeah, it's probably like a top 5 at least, still like top 3, maybe even like starter builds. Especially on hardcore, like maybe not on softcore, but especially on hardcore. It's like so fucking good. And like so easy to play, and I mean you do have to like rotate between your skills, okay? It's not like a one button click, like a one button hold down left click build or something like that, right? Not like a Force Wave Soldier, but it's really tanky because of like insane lifesteal, right? And also has really good physical resistance. I mean, yeah, because of shield, because of Blood of Dreeg, and then later because of Nightbringer. Once you find Nightbringer, finding Nightbringer is gonna be a lot harder than finding Dark One set though. You hate Devouring Swarm a lot, really? I don't know. It's like the best skill in the game from like level 1 to 10, and then later it's like okay. It's not like any more annoying as, say, using Wind Devils for debuff, right? Like, Wind Devils are more annoying than Devouring Swarm, in my opinion. Yeah, Armor Piercing is basically global, but it only affects skills that have percent weapon damage. Doesn't really matter which amount, but it is at least 1% weapon damage is needed. Right? I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, Vitality clusters aren't like the most colorful one. They are, but everything is kind of reddish purple, right? And the sound effects aren't the best as well. I mean, something like Granado or like Canister Bomb is way more colorful. Maybe I should do like a solo self-found Granado build as well at some point. Because I feel like everybody is hating on Granado except for me. Granado is like a good ability actually. It's not that bad. RE was purple. I mean, yeah, it's more about vitality damage than poison, right? It's kind of a debate. Like I've seen so many new players who, for example, wanted to play a vitality build, right? And then they started using Ravenous Earth, and they were like, wait, this is acid damage, right? This is not vitality. And then I had to like tell them, no, look at the skill again, it actually says vitality damage. It's like a little bit poison, yeah, but like the main damage is vitality. And they're like, oh, okay, doesn't look like that. Yeah, like the current RE should be what RE looks like after you convert it through the Leaf Main trophy, right? Or whatever that Leaf Main thing is called, right? The one that converts like Vitality to Acid to RE. That's like how it should look after the conversion, and like standard, like without conversion it should like look more purplish, right? This looks like shit. Yeah, I mean it looks like literal shit, right? That's true. I mean, yeah, if you want to play a Vitality Cutter that doesn't look like shit, then play this one, right? This one doesn't use shit. This one uses Sigil instead. And it's basically the same playstyle, right? You just have Sigil instead of RE. You do like Sigil stacking instead. I would say this is like overall a little bit less damage, but it's more lifesteal and has also more Fizz Rest because of Blood of Dreeg, right? Than Necromancer. Should we go down here? I mean, you don't have to, but let's go down here. There's like a boss in here that you can farm for 2 different scepters. One of them is for Dreeg's Evil Eye and the other one is for Aether Ray. And especially for like Lightning Aether Ray, the scepter is really, really nice. Also using it on my Lightning Ray Mage Hunter, right? Oh, when converted to cold? Yeah, that's awesome as well, yeah. So here's the boss, this is a Crimson. Try to not stand at the side of her volcano, I guess, but other than that, it's like whatever. I mean, I guess we have like enough lifesteal anyway to stand in her volcano, right? She didn't drop shit though, right? No, nothing. Oh well. What is the best Granado class? For damage, I would say for fire, Shieldbreaker. For lightning, Elementalist or Purifier. But that's just for damage, right? Like overall, Sorcerer, for example, is really, really good as well. Actually, for like lightning and cold, Sorcerer is really good as well. For fire, like for damage, probably Shieldbreaker is always the best. But if you want like a little bit more defensive fire style, then you go for Sorcerer as well. Purifier is also not bad for Granado. I just don't like the seal for Granado that much. Because Granado... I mean, it's fine. But like one of the advantages of using Granado or like Canister Bomb is that you could like kite around, right? But if you're using the seal, then you limit yourself when it comes to movement, right? Which sometimes is not that great. Whereas when you're playing a Sorc or a Shieldbreaker, you basically have your defenses while moving, right? Because you have Ascension while moving, you have Maven Sphere while moving, you have Mirror while moving. Purifier is more stationary. Any good late game build? Bleed build for Blade Arc? Yeah, Water for example. Water with a Guillotine, right? And if you want to play physical, then you play Gut Smasher, right? Gut Smasher Water or Gut Smasher Witchblade. It's like the good. Those are like the 3 good 2-hander builds for Blade Arc, right? Like for bleed, for like full bleed, you go Guillotine, right? With Water. For physical bleed hybrid, you go Gut Smasher, and like it's more on physical side actually. Gut Smasher, Witchblade, or Water. Have I done any bleed build? Yeah, I did a Rancor Trickster. I did the kiting Rancor Trickster variant, so like Savagery as a 1-pointer, but like maxing out Phantasma Blades. It's a pretty old build, actually, by like today's standards. Like I made the build, I don't know, like in patch 1.1.2 or something. Like I made it on the patch where they changed Rancor the first time, right? Where they switched it around to be around Phantasma Blades or something like that. Like a bleed Phantasma Blades item rather than Pierce. No, you could already like play Pierce as well, right? I don't know which patch it was actually, like 1.1.2 maybe. Something like that, like I played it on the patch where it got changed the very first time, right? They changed it like 2 or 3 times actually. So I played it, or like I made the build on the patch where it got changed the first time. But then the other changes actually were like mostly nerfs to the Pierce variant, right? Like the bleeding variant didn't really get touched too much. So yeah, my build is still fine as it is, I would say. I mean, the damage got nerfed a little bit, I guess, but it's still okay. I mean, back then I did SR 65 to 66 on hardcore. I did kill Ravager as well, with like kiting obviously, but it's still doable, yeah. Yeah, bleeding variant is totally fine, right? And I mean, for Pierce you have Rancor, which got nerfed again, but I guess Rancor, I don't know. It's probably still okay actually, just not as ridiculous anymore. Yeah, Spite. Yeah, Spite. Spite is Pierce now. And you have Rancor for bleed and Spite for Pierce now, basically, right? They split the old Rancor into 2 items. Will always be bonkers damage. Yeah. I mean, Blade Master lost like 15% casting speed, right? That's like the biggest loss. Oh yeah, and they lost 50% of their cold to pierce conversion, right? And they lost like 5% total damage or something like that. So the nerfs were huge. But I mean, the build was completely busted before, so it's still okay. Yo, Chamber. Hey man, welcome, welcome. How are you, man? How was it farming the Dark Mode set? How long? Any Monk-ass moments? I mean, I always made sure to have Hoarfrost ointments with me. Like, whenever I saw a cold trap, I immediately used the Hoarfrost ointment because you don't want to get hit by like with, from like frost traps with like bad freeze resistance, right? So yeah, basically you need like a Hoarfrost ointment for each run. Other than that, it was pretty smooth, I would say. I got really lucky because I got 2 out of the 4 pieces on the very first run already. And one of the pieces was actually the one from the last guy, so I didn't have to like go all the way to the last guy anymore, which saved a lot of time actually. And then the others, like, they took some time, but not like too long. I think I didn't spend like more than 2 hours on farming it. So yeah, I think overall I got really lucky and was really fast. An hour max? Yeah, I don't know, like it might have been only an hour actually, like maybe an hour and a half or something like that. It was ridiculous actually, like the RNG was just ridiculous. Also yeah, this is Algosia Fald, right? Here you can gamble for random legendaries if you want to. Just need some mats, right? And for the most part, it's like not worth it to do anything except for accessories for the most part, because I think in general drop rates for accessories are worse than drop rates for other slots. Also, there aren't as many accessories than, say, weapons, right? So basically you have like a better chance of like getting the accessory that you want than getting, say, the weapon you want, or like saying you're getting like the armor piece you want, right? I mean, this is total mats though, right? This is like total mats. This is not solo self-found mats only now. These are like shared stash mats, like this shows my shared stash mats here as well. I'm not gonna gamble anything here on this character because I don't even have a single Eldritch Essence probably, or like maybe one or two. I don't even know, where are they? I can't even see them. Oh, 17 actually. So I could like gamble for 4 of them. Also, hello PP Handle. PP Handle, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Should I just call you Handle? It should be easier for me, right? Which means chicken in Bavarian, but I hope you're okay with that. Yeah, so far, okay, so you can, if you check out my build here, right, exclamation mark build, you will see a Grim Tools that only uses mats that are like easy to get, and like the Heretic, I got the blueprint for that, like I bought it actually. You can see that in game I am using a Agdenborg leather, because at the end of last stream I was saying that from now on I will probably like start to assume that you should have like found some of the blueprints yourself, right? Because I mean, yeah, I told you guys last night I did not reset my blueprints for this character, so I do not actually find blueprints that I usually like as you guys would. But yeah, up until now I just like used items or like components for which I was able to either get the blueprints through completing quests or through like buying blueprints from vendors. Fake guide confirmed. I mean, it's one leather, right? Come on. Also, starting next episode I would probably like tell you guys to either get the components or do something else, or I don't know, just get them, right? Like if you don't have the components by now, you will have to like basically spend some more time on farming components, which means you should like farm for chests that have a guaranteed chance to give you like 3 rolls on a blueprint, and those chests are usually like dynamite chests, right, as well as chests from the dungeons. So you can just like spam SOT runs, for example. Like SOT is really fast to do, and you should like eventually get like all the good blueprints that you need. Also, I didn't really want to like continue here, did I? But oh well. Yeah, let's just continue then. You can do Act 7 before 6, no problem. I wish there was a way to craft things like Agdenborg spark throwers instead of only running for them. I don't think that's needed, to be honest. Like spark throwers especially are like easy enough to farm, right? Like those aren't even boss MRs, those are just like yellow mob MRs, right? Or like elite MRs. Or heroes, or whatever the orange ones are called, right? I'm always calling them elite because, yeah, like everybody calls them elite, right? But officially they're called, what? Heroes, right? Purple bosses are bosses, yeah. I like the color purple, okay? Let me like just say the color. Purple bosses, yeah. Yellow mobs, purple bosses, orange elites. Best way to get OA and DA up through ring augments most of the time. You can always, for example, get a survivor's ingenuity from Devil's Crossing. For OA and DA, right? 2% OA and 2% DA on each ring and amulet. But like if you don't have access to those, right, you need like, I don't know, level 70 for those, right? I believe. But yeah, like in endgame, yeah, like check out weapon and ring augments. I think I'm also like still using Ravager's Eye here, right? Yeah, Ravager's Eye gives you like 4% HP and 3% DA for each like weapon that you have. And if you have like a 200, it gives you like the double amount, double the amount, right? So yeah, like ring augments and weapon augments can help you a lot. And on top of that, I mean, yes, and components can help you as well. And yeah, also devotions, right? Like devotions like Panther, for example, is always good for OA. Watcher is really good for DA. Wolverine is really good for DA. Hawk is good for OA. Raven is good for OA now as well, actually. Raven got buffed quite a bit. Chariot is really good for OA as well. So yeah, devotions also offer you lots of like OA and DA. And like Viper gives you OA. Then you can have like green rings with like off readiness suffix, right? Like off readiness suffix gives you DA and OA. Or off attack gives you OA, right? Stuff like that. Off protection, here in this case, gives me flat DA on the suffix. The more I think about this shield, the more ridiculous it becomes, right? Finding a stone height of protection or solar found character and actually using that, it's kinda dirty actually. Readiness. Readiness? What? Readiness? Yeah, readiness. I mean, it depends, like, how high your DA values are and, like, which level you are. Yeah, readiness is OA and DA, yeah. Readiness is really good. Like, if you are level 100, right, you want to have, like, around 2.8k DA of the Drangul. Yeah, if you're lucky enough to get one of those. Of the Drangul is a rare suffix though, like of attack, of protection, and of readiness are all magic ones, so they're like way more common than of the Drangul. Of the Drangul gives you like OA, DA, and armor and some other stuff on the top. It's pretty ridiculous actually. Level 65, I have 1.5 DA, 1.7 OA. You can always hover over your OA and DA, right? And then it will like tell you your chances to hit enemies, your chances to crit enemies, your chances to be hit and to be crit by enemies against like the last guy you fought or like got hit by. And if it says anything higher than 0 at chance to be crit, then your DA is not high enough. Like, you do always want to have enough DA to never get crit. And you always want to have enough OA to have basically like a 100% chance to hit. Like, if you have less than 100% chance to hit, then your OA is not high enough. If you have, yeah, like more than 0% chance to be crit, then your DA is not high enough. Because, like, I mean, in normal mode, it's sometimes still okay to, like, be crit. But on higher difficulties, the game is basically balanced around you not getting crit. Like, if you get crit, you die. That's basically how it works in higher difficulties, right? So you don't want to get crit. Storm Serpent armor. Yeah, we don't need that, right? But I think blues sell for more than greens, right? Let's play some Tetris here. I mean, obviously we also want to pick up the legendary one. Where to put this? Alright. Anarchy? Alright, let's get the Anarchy as well. Well, maybe not. Oh yeah, Anarchy is like a... So I want my pet, my crystal pet. Anarchy is like a 1/3, not one hit miss. Also, I really hope they give this guy an MI on the next patch as well. Like, this guy is so fucking useless right now. I mean, he has a Steam achievement, I think, but other than that, he's such a joke. What if Locksmere spawned in Act 1 right in front of the gate? Then lots of people would probably uninstall the game like 2 seconds after installing it, right? I don't think that's a good idea. Like you would see an increase of refunds like immediately, right? If there were like so many locksmears around this game. GD, refunds would increase by 69%, yeah, probably. I mean, they should just make I don't even know why Locksmith is an elite, right? He should be a boss. Like, he should be purple, right? He shouldn't be like orange or whatever he is right now. Like, he's so ridiculous. People need to be like warned about him properly. Right, like elites are usually a joke in this game, except for like some arcanes and time warped. If they see like Locksmith, people are like, well, he's just another elite, right? Or another hero. It's not gonna be that scary, but then boom, he nullifies you and Shadow Strikes and one-shots you, right? I don't know. You're not warned about Arcane either. Well, yeah, but Arcane aren't as ridiculous as... like, you cannot compare Arcanes with Locksmith, right? Like, Locksmith is way more ridiculous than Arcanes are. And also, like, Arcanes have a projectile that you can dodge. Whereas Locksmith just, like, uses Arcanist's nullification skill on you and you can't even dodge at all. I don't know. Not quite the same thing, right? That is in my opinion.
Have you
Welcome back.
Also, the messenger quest does give you another attribute point, so we can put another point, like... I think I need to put more points to the spirit, right? Because I do want to retrieve some points here. Maybe. So let's put some points to the spirit for now. Yeah, he should have, like, I agree, he should have 100% chance to spawn. He should be a purple boss, and then it'll be like more fun for everybody, I guess. I mean, he probably should not spawn in normal though. I don't know. Probably not. He should still like only be on elite and ultimate. Why the fuck does this guy have an disengaging ability? kinda annoying. Also, yeah, if you're not fighting, I like playing an OP build like this guy does have two abilities that you wanna like look out for. Number one is this like Fire, Ravenous Earth, right? This one can shotgun you, so you don't wanna like stand on top of that. And the other one is his minions actually, right? Like these minions do have a resistance reduction
And so,
aura or attack, so yeah, they can be pretty annoying as well. Also, yeah, if you haven't figured out by now who the father of Dravis and Dyla is, I mean, yeah, he just sacrificed himself. Yeah, also the steward, if you can dodge his clap, you should probably dodge the clap. The clap deals lots of damage and yeah, can reduce the resistance as well, so if possible, just dodge it. This music is so fucking random. So stupid. He dies within 30 seconds anyway, or you die. Well, yeah. Still have to be careful about him, right? Today's a great day. The fresh herbs were only €1 per pot at my local supermarket, so bought 5 of them. Nice. 3 basil for pesto tomorrow, and 1 cilantro and 1 mint. Yeah, I know what you mean. Mynta for Vietnamese noodle salad. Nice, nice. That sounds so yummy, dude. Holy shit. Why are noodles so good? Yeah, noodles are good. Mynta. I love them, they're tremendous and great. And last Wednesday was International Waffle Day, and I still had some leftover whipped cream in my fridge. So, holy shit, dude, stop talking. Stop writing stuff like that. I will treat myself to some Irish coffee later. And I'm streaming. Nice. Glad you're having a good day. Sounds better than sex. Yeah, right. Dude, waffles, Irish coffee, Mynta for Vietnamese food. Insane, man. And also fresh basil for pesto. Mynta equals mint. Yeah, it's just mint. It's like the mint. I was gonna say it's the mint krydda, but krydda is a Swedish word as well, obviously. It's like the mint plant. Yeah. And it's not really like a. It is considered like a spice. I guess, right? You can consider mint a spice in a way. An herb. Yeah, herb, yeah. Herb is like the correct term for that, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's like Agdam Bloom. Meaning you never have enough of them, unless you stash them. Do you stash them? I mean, no, I think actually like farming Agdam Blooms right now is fine. They did reduce the amount of Agdam Blooms that you need already once, right? For like endgame components, but if you do as many builds as I do, usually you always run out of blooms, right? You always run out of blooms actually. Also, you have Brother Sigarius, basically the brother of the sister Crimson earlier, right? It's like the only boss here in this area, right? Again, he has volcanoes that you don't want to like stand on top of. And also he has actually 2 different MI swords, right? He has the Tainted Blade as well as the Sacred Blade, right? This one is pretty nice for Wind Devils, and the other one is pretty nice for, I believe, Flames of Ignafar. Yeah, there it is. Oh well. For memes of Ignafar. Actually, Ignafar is not too terrible. It's because it's not like maybe the best ability ever, but it's solid. It should have like more range though, I guess. Like the range is a little bit too short. If you play Retaliation, it can work. I guess, yeah. Or if you're playing with Solaris Devourer, right? Solaris Devourer is pretty good, I think. Or Chaos Ignifer. Yeah, like Frozen Hearts and Battle Shells are not a problem at all anymore, actually. Like ever since they, I mean, on the last patch, or like on this patch, right, they also completely removed partial components, right? And they did not reduce the drop rates of these. So basically, for each partial component you got before, you get a complete one now. So these components drop a lot more than before, and that does include Battle Shells and Frozen Hearts. So there's no need at all anymore to farm any Frozen Hearts or Battle Shells anymore. Like, even I don't have to farm any anymore. And you guys know how much I had to farm those before. So I guess that's good. Because I guess you shouldn't have to like farm orange components anyway, right? It's kinda stupid. Like, what I still have to farm when I'm like doing new characters is usually Aether Crystals, Agdam Blooms, and Chthonian Seals of Bindings. Those three things. Which is okay. Oh wait, not a sub anymore? Or is Twitch being weird today? Gift ended, okay. I have a level 84 Deceiver, but I can't bother to finish it. Yeah, Deceiver is like the best support class for multiplayer as well. Or you could try the buffed Harbinger, right? I mean, 2-piece Harbinger got nerfed, right? But 3-piece got buffed, so I think like in total, if you play the full set, it should be buffed. It's actually a build I would like to try someday. I mean, you can get us, if like somebody is gifting a random sub, right, in a Twitch stream, then you can always get a sub as long as you follow that person. You don't have to be in the chat, you just have to follow the guy. I should try the Aether Purifier instead of the Bonemonger Red Scorcher. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to. And I still want to, actually. But, oh well, that has gotten postponed a bit, right? I bought 4 beta shells from one vendor in like 5 minutes ago. Nice. And it's not bad to buy them. But I don't think you actually have to now. At least, that's my experience. I mean, if you don't have them, then buy them, right? Yeah, exactly. Crystal Seals and Blooms, yeah, exactly. Crystal Seals and Blooms, that's what you need. Most of the time. It has gotten better though, like you don't need as many seals or crystals or blooms as before anymore, but still a lot. These are the most boring. I mean, yeah, you just have to farm Tomb of Korvaak, right? Which is not the most exciting level. That's true. Yeah, it's probably the most boring. Also, I wish that Ancient Grove dropped a little bit more blooms. Like, it should be more efficient for blooms as well. Like right now, doing other stuff other than Ancient Grove is just more efficient, right? Just doing Kymon and Order questlines will give you enough. Like enough seals. Enough seals for what? For one component out of the 20 you need? I don't know. I feel like I'm always out of seals. Also, SM Sprayer and Synthy, welcome to the stream, guys. How are you? Anyways, we have probably the hardest boss of main campaign coming up. Father Kymon. So, yeah, against this guy, he obviously deals lots of fire damage, right? So you want to have like a Flame Drinker ointment maybe ready for you, right? And also, there are like two ways to fight him, right? Either you are strong enough to just face tank him, and Mother Kymon is harder. Yeah, I don't know, we don't know. Maybe she's gonna come in the next patch. Or, if you have to kite around, don't get hit by the jump, right? If you get hit by the jump, you get debuffed quite a bit, and you should not try to face tank him after like getting hit by the jump. So, I mean, we can just prepare some stuff here, right? Do like double sigils, double totems, something like that. There we go,
It is
triple
too
sigil.
late.
Alright. Alright. But yeah, as you can see, this build is able to face tank him because of 42 physical resistance, as well as double totem, and like all the sigils, right? Energy is kind of a problem, but yeah, he just died, right? So that was okay.
After all these centuries, the usurpers dare not even show their faces.
One should die when energy runs out. Easy, Katoshka. Nice. Yeah. I don't know if I fear Morgoneth or Father Kymon the most. Oh yeah, Morgoneth is arguably harder than Kymon. That's actually true, yeah, Morgoneth is probably like the hardest. I mean, but Morgoneth is not really like main campaign, right? I mean, at least not like main questline, right? I was talking about like the hardest boss of like main questlines. Arguably Gargaball, for example, is also harder than Father Kymon, I would say. Like the Ancient Grove boss, right, is probably harder than this guy as well, I would say. And yeah, Morgoneth is definitely way harder because he has crazy debuffs, he has more HP, right? Like Father Kymon has crazy damage, yes, but he's also like really squishy, so if you just deal enough like consistent damage, he's gonna die pretty fast actually. I mean, with Gargaball you have to like care about some things, right? For example, he has these plants that he spawns, right? And the plants have a projectile, and if that projectile from the plants hits you, you get like reduced resistances, right? Like the plants can actually shoot a projectile that reduces your resistances, and then also like his slams can hurt a lot, right? I mean, obviously his volcanoes hurt even more, and you should never like stand inside of his volcanoes as well. Like they can shotgun you, right? And he does 2 of them, so if you try to face tank both of them, you're like most of the time dead. Unless you play like a super crazy good build. So I don't know, I just try to play it safe usually against Gargaball and try to like not stand inside the volcanoes. Plus 5 Grenadiering, nice, that's really nice. That's like GG, yeah, indeed. Usually like a +3 Granada build is already like good enough. But +5 means that you have like 2 more skill points to play with usually. It's been nice. You don't need as much casting speed. I mean, yeah, casting speed on CDR casters is not bad. Like, it's not bad at all. But it's not super mandatory. And yeah, like, people like madly crying about Uzu instead not having casting speed is a little bit ridiculous considering how good the set is, right? Get back to your circle, man. Alright. So, he's so mad. Good energy. Spam too much. Oh, there we go. Like, if you play everything correctly, right, this build actually has no energy issues, but if you spam like too much unnecessary abilities, then you do have an energy problem. And yeah, I did spam like some abilities unnecessarily too much. 99% of rips to Gargaball are cases of his fissure, yeah, basically. It is good for Crucible. You mean Ozin? Yeah, it's really good for Crucible. Like, you don't need more casting speed than you already have, right? What the hell is this? That's so weird here. Okay, whatever. No grasping, Vine here. No, not anymore. I took it out after I did the switch to Dark Mode set. I was using grasping vines before. But ever since I switched over to the Dark Mode set, I wanted to put more points back into like the Bloody Pox line. And because of that, I basically get rid of the grasping vines, right? And yeah, that's why I have the room for Gaze of Bernath right now. Like, I wasn't using this before, right? But I mean, grasping vines is not bad either for a build like this. It's pretty decent. Like, I mean, I was using it all the time. Like, I was using it like a 1-pointer here and like maxing and tangling vines instead, right? Warding of Arcane Balance. Yeah, that's a pretty nice ring as well. 42 Fizras. Oh yeah, that's the power of Blood of Dreeg, right? Blood of Dreeg, the spell here. Dark One set gives me Fizras as well, I believe. Yeah, a little bit. And then the shield gives me 11% as well, actually. Yep. And it's gonna be even better once we get Nightbringer. Hopefully at some point, right? Also, yeah, acquire the Mother's Pendant, we got that, and we know who to give it to, right? We have to give it to Dyla. And she's gonna be over here at the Valley of the Chosen, if you have already talked to her in the Mammoth outskirts and you already did the Blazeheart quest, right? If you already did the quest here, then she's gonna spawn over here, and then you talk to her here, and well, she's gonna give you a Celestial Lotus, I guess. That's pretty nice. Yeah.
Korvaak's
with the hands.
anguished cries have...
There we go.
His cult has been crushed. Even now, his scattered followers are
Another
being
Lotus. Nice.
Come see what's left of my wares.
So, Vigorous of Thunder and Runecasters of Scorching. Runecasters is actually not bad, right? Runecasters has 25% damage to Ethereals and Chthonians. Holy crap. That's pretty good. I'm gonna keep that one.
Iron well spent.
Got something you need stashed?
User gay name. Wait, what? Do you know who this guy was on the forums? Wait, which one? Are you talking about Adios? Your what? Yeah, what happened to your forum account, Mr. Platformer's Trash, aka Arcane Undo? What happened to your forum account, I wonder? Like, I actually wonder, I have no idea. Like, you all would like to hear your story. You can share it here, don't be shy. Also, this one has max roll, what the fuck? 60%, I mean, it's kinda garbo, right? Like the pre and suffix are bad, but it's still max roll, right? I'm gonna actually put these over... Right. So I have no room here, what the hell? Let's start up my item system the last time. Oh well. Let's put this stuff over here as well. Dude, I feel like you're flooding in legendaries nowadays. Like, you get legendaries so easy, like, even without playing as Aura Crucible. I mean, it's not that hard anymore, actually. Blades of Scorching, what are those? Arcness of Alacrity? No, you don't want Alacrity on this, right? You want Celerity. Yeah, all of this is garbage. Nosferatus is kinda garbo as well, right? Ordered of attack, okay. That's not terrible.
Keep an eye out. See anything you like?
What plastic dish? What plastic dish? Do I like celery? It's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. I don't mind it.
Put it to good use. See anything you like?
Of celery is the best. Oh, did I say that? I meant of celerity, obviously.
Put it to good
But yeah, my
use.
pronunciation is terrible. Sometimes. They had to increase legendary drop rate because they made so many... They made so many legendaries, so it's not gonna make it too hard. Oh yeah, that's true actually. I get the popcorn because there are no mods here. But yeah, like, I mean, Adios, most of the time, his opinion is not that bad. So, like, don't trash talk me too much. Also, we have one more quest here, right? The Void of Round quest line over here in Kymon City. Three out of 5 creeks, even though you have 9 pieces. Nice. Oh, I should have probably like reset this to like actually farm some enemies. Oh well. I don't really want to farm any enemies here though, do I? No, not really. Let's just do the quest real quick here. So the quest of Ran, the Void of Ran quest line is like, well, it's kind of a small puzzle, but it's not really that hard, right? So what is this? This one must be one of the guardian statues Rakan spoke of, right? Alright. A voice fills your hand, a drop of blood, a celestial sin, a death for every wound, yet with no end. Kymon, Korvaak, or Morgoneth? I mean, a drop of blood, right? A celestial sin, a death for every wound, yet with no end. That's Kymon, right? Yeah. Obviously. Stop spoilering, what the hell? From Kaisan? Maybe. The sand flows, it's time, sand, blah blah blah. Yeah, if something sand is written here, then it's always as Raka, right? So why is there no music here? What the hell? Number 3. A voice fills your hand. It has no hinges, no key, not even a lid, yet inside a golden treasure is hid. An egg! Who would have thought? Alright. So look at this beautiful light ray, right? Oh yeah, top programmer skills right here. And then you go to the map room of Ran. Yeah, what the hell is this? Here we're gonna fight the map room protectors. Number 1, Belloc. And then some other guys. Right? This guy's actually pretty tanky, or I don't know. He has like pretty high bitress, I guess.
I can't open that.
Give me your loot. Alright, number 2. The one over here. What are you doing? Wait, what? Oh, yeah. And that's it, right?
Come see what's left of my wares. Put it to good use.
And we are still not quite revered with these guys, actually, right?
Welcome back.
Right. Yeah, after killing Korvaak, he's gonna give you like another legendary, as well as Ran's Might is a ability that we got from doing the Ran's quest, right? This is basically a metal, right? Metal augment we got. And if you do
Come see what's
the
left
same
of
thing
my
with
wares.
Drieg, right? You get
See you around.
Drieg's something, like Drieg's teleport basically. And I think I'm gonna craft myself a Drieg's teleport. I mean, obviously I did not do that quest here. But yeah, like assuming you did like Drieg instead of that, you would have that one, right? Available to you now. And using a Drieg's Vector, right? This is what you would get. And this one has 5.5 seconds skill recharge, whereas the standard one has 6 seconds skill recharge. So that's already better just because of that, right? So we can use this one instead here now. Drieg's Vector. Like a little bit better. I mean, there are even better ones, right, that you can get through blueprints, either random blueprints around the world, and then there are some that are exclusive to the Shattered Realm, such as, I mean, this order is pretty good as well, actually, but there's one called, like, what is it called? Displacement, I believe, right? This one, right? This one is really, really good. I think this might be like a Shattered Realm exclusive one. And yeah, this is really nice, like the best teleport that you, like the best defensive teleport at least. That you probably should use, like, once you have it. Also, yeah, we have the quest of this guy, right? Rig's quest. And he's basically asking us to open the way to the Lost Oasis after, like, finding the first 3 seals, which we already found. So let's go to the Lost Oasis here. So with a Granado build, style be sort of similar to Frozen Sky Shard. Kite and wait for main sit cooldown. Yeah, I think it's maybe a little bit less kitey than Frozen Sky Shard, because Granado does have like a chance to reset the cooldown, right? So sometimes you're like spamming grenades in quick succession if you're using the. I mean, you should use the. It's not a modifier and it's not really an exclusive either, but the Ozun's chosen passive, right? You should max that one out as well, and that one gives you like basically a chance to recast the ability, right? Iskandras also has chance to reset. Alright, yeah, then it's... Yeah, that's true, it's very similar to Iskandra's Frozen Sky Shard, because Iskandra's Frozen Sky Shard also gives you weapon damage, right? And like endgame Granado bolts usually have weapon damage as well, unless you're playing like Barrelsmith set, right? Like the lightning doesn't have weapon damage, but the cold and the fire one have. The cold and fire variants have weapon damage, right? Granado has better dot. Probably, I don't actually know the numbers. But I mean, yeah, basically, like whenever you can cast it, you wanna cross it and smack it into your enemy's face, and if it's cooldown, you wanna, well, either cast other stuff or cut around. Exactly. So in a way, it's similar to Frozen Sky Shard, yeah, you could say that. Do you know a list of patch notes for Grimdawn? I mean, yeah, just check out the forums, right? As Adios said. Do you know when Obsidian Juggernaut got its first main damage converted? 2 counts. Yeah, I actually don't know. No. You have to like check out the patch notes, right? And if you wanna like check for weapon changes, right? You could. What you can do also is you can check out grimtools.com. What a surprise, right? And go to database, and then you check out patch notes, right? And then you click on these changes here, and then you can like check out all of these, right? And then like search for Obsidian Juggernaut, right? Like search for Juggernaut here, right? And if you find something here, then that was the patch. If you don't find something here, then that was not the patch. That might be actually faster than like scrolling through all the patch notes on the forum. Or like it should be faster at least. You can control that from the forums too? Yeah, you can. But, I mean, yeah, you can. It's like the same thing, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it's like control FF in the forums. Like double click. Double fap, yeah. It's not slash FF though. Not slash FF. So yeah, the Tomb of the Heretic, arguably the strongest, or like hardest, and most difficult dungeon in the game, right? At least when it comes to like skeleton key dungeons. We're gonna try this one here. Since we have Dark One set now, we should be strong enough to do it. I don't really know how smooth it's gonna be. Like, it's probably not gonna be very smooth, but it should be possible. And if like shit hits the fan, right, we still have clusters, like as a panic button. And but yeah, starting here, you will meet lots of, like starting at this shrine here, you will meet lots of enemies that have ridiculous petrification abilities, right? So to like properly prepare against this, you either want to have good petrification resistance, like petrify resistance, or you just don't want to get hit by petrification abilities, right? That's how you always do it, right? Just don't get hit. And we have 21% through the frozen heart component here. I mean, ideally you want to have like 2 of them, but my energy problems are still not the best because of the shield actually. Like if you do have an offhand already by this, like if you have a good offhand that you can use, such as maybe the Hallanx's head or like Skull of Gulgamosh or whatever it's called, you probably don't need the ectoplasm here, and you can use like double frozen heart for example for like better freeze and petrification resistance, petrify resistance. But I think we should still be fine here, because same thing as for stun resistance, right? It doesn't really matter that much whether or not you get stunned on this character, because as long as you have your seals out and the enemies are standing inside the seals, you're still gonna lifesteal, right? Even if you get stunned or like petrified. So yeah, like getting stunned and petrified is not as scary on this character as on others that like rely on you actually like doing attacks to lifesteal. So I think this dungeon should be doable. minus 1337. Yo, Hatchet, welcome. How are you, man? You dropped the ring? Which one? You mean the prime ring? The prime ring isn't even that good, to be honest. I just need the Nightbringer. Nightbringer is like what I want here in this dungeon. Also, isn't there like a one-shot chest here in this area? There are Morgoneth's lessons here at least. Some lore. I'm gonna read that. I like the lore actually here. I like Grim Dawn's lore overall. I read all of it actually. Even this stuff here. I won't say I'm like a lore expert because I cannot like remember stuff at all, but still nice. Morgoth teaching. Yo, annoying pumpkin, welcome, welcome, how are you, man? How are you level 100 but only on this quest? Should you have completed all by this level? I mean, I'm playing ultimate, I'm not playing normal. And if you go on to like higher difficulties, like if you jump from like normal and veteran is one playthrough, right? And elite is like another playthrough, and ultimate is another playthrough, right? So if you jump from normal / veteran towards elite, you start in Devil's Crossing again, and you have to like redo everything. And if you start in ultimate after that, you start in Devil's Crossing again, and again you have to redo everything. So and yeah, stuff becomes increasingly difficult, and especially in ultimate, quests like this one are actually pretty hard. So yeah, that's why I'm still at this quest, right? Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, this is a pretty classic RPG, right? It's like still based around 3 playthroughs, just like Diablo 2 or Titan Quest, etc. Right? There was a way you can increase your petrified resistance with augments. That would be amazing. Wait, I think that's actually possible. Like with augments at least. There are some petrification resistance augments, I think. Or not. Yeah, you're like level 100 at like the start of ultimate usually. If you do like all stuff. If you skip some stuff like I did, you're like level 100, or like you're level 94. And level 94 is basically like endgame level, because at starting at level 94 you can equip all the gear, all the endgame gear as well. And I'm usually like around level 94 around Fort Icon, or like at the end of Act 3 in Ultimate. Will man go on low level? Yeah, I usually go around like I go to ultimate at around level, I don't know, what was it on this character, 75? Like if I do speed leveling, I go at like level 70 or like level 69, right, to ultimate. But I think on this character it was high, around like 75 maybe, something like that. There is a green medal that requires level 95. I mean, yeah, that's true. There is also like another item that requires level 101, right? But yeah, like the highest tier of like legendary items requires you to have level 84 or 94, so that's usually what you well, consider like endgame, like the start of endgame, right? But it's true, like some green items require you to be level 94, not 94. Level 95, not 94. 101, which item is that? Stay tuned. We're gonna check that item out later. Not on this episode. The leveling Nightbringer? No, leveling Nightbringer was level 1 actually. I mean, that item got deleted though, so it's not in the game anymore. Are there endgame dungeons or similar things to grind at max level? Yeah, like the one I'm doing right now. Like, these skeleton keys dungeons are basically endgame farmable dungeons that you can grind, because they do drop certain items that you only can get in these dungeons. And most of them actually require you to be like a certain level. So, I don't know, like grinding these in normal and elite usually doesn't make too much sense. Like, you should just do it in ultimate. Like, doing these in normal and elite can be nice to like get levels and to like know about the lore and to like explore some new areas. But like for farming, these areas are like only interesting in ultimate. Like this area, for example, has an exclusive set, an exclusive pair of gloves, an exclusive pair of pants, and boots. Oh yeah, no, the gloves are actually part of the set. And then like 8 exclusive rings, right? An exclusive blue weapon, an exclusive purple weapon. That you can, and you can like get all of those items only here in this dungeon, right? And you can't get them anywhere else. So yeah, that's like why a place like this is interesting to farm for endgame. And yeah, there are like 5 skeleton key dungeons, right? This one's the hardest. It's like the last one. Drop an epic as well, like an elite. Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, that's actually true, Fibo guy. I don't think they can drop in normal, or like they can maybe. Just like the drop chance is even lower. But like on elite you might get like the level 75 version, right? Not the level 94 version, and you usually want the level 94 versions for like endgame and maxing at least. I wanna do crate on this. Perhaps. Also, yeah, these are the Magi's, right? The Magi's, in the Court of the Magi, there are like 7 different Magi's, I believe, and you will get like 2 out of 7 here. And we got Orisa and who's the other guy? Basti, alright. So there's one Magi here called Zethras, and Zethras has lots of physical damage compared to the other guys. And they also have like insane resistance reduction, right? Up to like 69, I believe. If you get hit by all of that. And imagine getting like physical resistance reduced by 69%, right? And then getting hit by a rock from like Zethras. That hurts a lot. So if you have Zethras here in this room, you have to be like super careful. But yeah, these guys should probably not be too much of a problem here. And if you like wanna try to dodge their resistance reduction, you can see them like raising their hands up, right, and then release like a blue shockwave aura. This one, right? If you get hit by that, how did I still get hit by that? What the hell? Yeah, you get the 28 resistance reduction debuff, right? And then you should like check out your resistances. Are you still good or not? And then there's like another ability that reduces resistances even more, I believe. I don't really... yeah, right. Hungering Knight is actually the one, right? Look at my resistances now. I actually didn't get hit first, like in the first time, but now I got hit. And yeah, see my resistances? They're garbage, right? So I kinda want to like kite around now until this debuff is out. Like, ooh, faded, right? There we go. Yeah, he's gonna do it again, right? There we go. Try to not get hit by that. So you have to really like watch the animations of these guys to not get hit by it, right? But if you have like good resistance overcap, you can still like get hit by it and like not care about getting hit, right? Unless you're fighting Zethras, because Zethras, yeah, like you cannot overcap Physiras, right? You cannot even cap Physiras usually. And yeah, physical damage is gonna hurt a lot here. Seal of Basti first run. Oh, it's a blue ring. It's not like amazing. But Basti is vitality, right? It's actually good for this build. Imagine getting the purple Basti ring here for this character. Would be so crazy, actually. That would be like insane RNG again. Yeah, like the Magi's basically have like different elements, right? And Basti is the Chaos Vitality ring. I mean, Chaos Vitality Magi. And he has like Vitality Chaos rings, like a blue ring and a purple ring, right? The busty ring, yeah, indeed. The big booby ring. Yeah, imagine getting like the purple busty ring and Nightbringer in the first run. Would be an easy clap. It's so stupid actually. And yeah, also even these normal Magi's here, right? They have some crazy stuff, right? Like this guy has 202 resistance reduction debuff on me, you know. Like it's like a yellow trash mob, right? Like the mobs here in this dungeon are no joke. And you have these purple watchers. Like if you get clapped by these guys, okay, let me get clapped here, right? Look at this, like 420 OA reduction, stunned, IT damage. I took like half of my, like 1/3 of my HP in one hit. And I'm getting stunned, I can't move. Like, don't get clapped, guys. Don't get clapped. Also, these projectiles, right? If you get hit by these, when they come back, I'm gonna get hit here on purpose. And I'm petrified, right? I can't move at all. So stupid. Oh shit, I got clapped again. So yeah, rule number 1 in this dungeon, I mean, as always, don't get hit. Just don't get hit, right? But most importantly, don't get clapped and don't get hit by purple projectiles. And don't get hit by Magi's auras or Zephyrus stones or I don't know, some other things I guess. The A reduction it was? Did I say something else? Yeah, maybe I did say something else. Oops. I can't believe and I know it's RNG, but I finally found the last Nemesis blueprint, which was mythical. Beast Caller's Cowl. With my first semi-geared out character was a Beast Caller Conjurer. Was your last blueprint? Nice. I mean, why did you even make a Beast Caller Conjurer without having that blueprint? I mean, I guess you got like several pieces and then you could like transmute them, right? That actually works now, right? With the transportation system, actually. True, true. Come to my seals, Mr. Tentacles. Basti auxiliary, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if like people do like a compilation of my bad English and put it on YouTube like in some months or years or weeks, I don't know. Compilation, yeah. Like a compilation. Was that a suggestion? No. Don't do it. You're actually trading for Morgoneth set at the time? Wait, Morgoneth set? You mean Morgoneth shoulders? The guy told me I was wasting my time and might as well do Beast Caller. Oh, you mean Morgoneth set? Grasping vines. It's so hard to say, man, for me. I don't know why. Like, it's literally the same sound as in German. But because I'm speaking English now, I'm trying to like avoid German sounds. And it's actually like a German sound that you wanna make here. It's actually like really hard for me. I pause every time. Yeah, it's like I have to force myself to not to like be okay with the, like, using the German pronunciation, right? Doing math before saying lines. Yeah, quick math. Celestial Lotus, nice. Yeah, that dungeon is actually good for like farming Celestial Lotuses and Celestial Essences, essences, right? It's really good for that as well. Essences, however you pronounce that, I have no idea. This one. Oh, the blue? Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, there is actually a set of Monk Drogon. Yeah, I toss it every time, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that one is kinda garbage. Like, it's not complete garbage, but it's not good either. Anyway, this chest thing here, like, you can take it slow or just go in there and put all, right? Like, if you wanna take it slow, you like pause over here, like you stand here, and you kill these signs first when they spawn. Or you just like go to the chest and put everything, but that might not be the best idea actually. We're still not like GG geared on it, so should probably like kill these tentacle guys first now before spawning the next wave. Oh well, we spawned the first next wave. Whoops. Just kite around, right? Just kite around, just don't get clapped, don't get hit. Don't get petrified like I did. Try to always have sigils on enemies, right? He's gonna clap me? No, not this time. Can also disable loot here to see some more stuff. And there are some arcanes spawning in here sometimes, so you wanna also look out for arcanes. And kill those, or like dodge their projectiles, right? Alright. Camera abuser. We got the black heart at least. That's that's one piece of the set actually. That you can find here as well. Any other RPGs that have camera rotation? I don't know actually. I haven't played too many. I've only played, I mean I've played like Diablo 2 for 1 day. I've played Path of Exile for like 1 week. And I've played like Titan Quest for maybe like 2 weeks. And Diablo 3 for, well, like, to be fair, like Diablo 3 was my first RPG ever. And Grim Dawn was like my first real RPG ever, right? Yeah, Diablo 2 is a good game. Definitely, like, just like when I was trying Diablo 2 the first time, like last year, I was like playing it as a filler game until like the next patch hit, right? And I played it for like 1 day, and then the next patch hit, Grim Dawn, and then we went back to Grim Dawn. Yeah, I do wanna like play through the game at least once, like at least through like the easiest difficulty. To at least like know what people are talking about, right? Yeah, I played D3 for like maybe 3 months or something like that, when like Victor's Souls came out. Maybe 2 months, I don't know. But yeah, you get kinda bored pretty quickly from that game as well. And now it's like even worse compared to like Grim Dawn. I mean, you don't play it, right? Also, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you do this dungeon, you should always check out this vendor. And this vendor is really, really awesome now because he does sell you conduit recipes now. He sells you conduit of warring, arcane whispers, like all these conduit recipes. You can very easily get them now. These are actually good for Solar Sapphire now. They also reduce the cost of these to like craft these. And yeah, conduit of arcane whispers and warring whispers is what we got here, as well as a purple mat. So yeah, buy the purple mat and buy the conduit recipes. Like, conduit recipes are actually kinda beginner friendly now. Like, obviously this dungeon is not like the easiest to do, but if you get to this point to do the dungeon on ultimate, buy the conduit recipes here now. That is, I believe, a change they did on the latest patch, and it's pretty awesome actually. I like it a lot. Because I mean, you're gonna lose your mind crafting conduits anyway. Like you don't have to like lose your mind trying to find the blueprint in the first place, right? Like you're losing your mind at least one time less now, right? Compared to before. Wasn't the same strategy engine as some budget RPGs like that Viking game. Yeah, I mean, Wilson has some good ideas actually, but I mean, it's not a good game, right? I mean, or like you could say it's a good game, but it needs lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of work to actually like become a good game, right? I ran a dungeon today and there was no recipe in the vendor. Really? Which difficulty did you run it on? Did you run it on ultimate or on normal or on elite? And also I think it can be RNG. I think yeah, like sometimes he might sell you 1, sometimes he might sell you 2, sometimes he sells you 0. So I guess it's actually RNG based, like how many conduit recipes this guy sells you, right? It's I think like 1, 0 or 2, something like that. I guess I got lucky here, as always on this character, right? Didn't get one. Did you guys update the latest patch? No, I think it's like 0 to 2. It's like it rolls the dice, right? Gives you either 0, 1 or 2 conduit recipes. But yeah, like farming these is definitely like way easier now than before. The ice skill? Yeah, the ice skill is from the Baronath amulet, which I also got. It's a random drop. I got super lucky getting this on my Best of Chaos run the other day, like 2 episodes ago, right? Which is obviously ridiculous luck as well. But I mean, oh, what can I do, right? If I get to these items, I should use them, right? I mean, if a new player got these items as well, like a new player should also use these items, right? So there are other options that you can go for amulets, right? You could also use a conduit now, because like conduits are easy to get. Like a conduit of Eldritch Whispers would probably be the best for you, because it does give you like +1 to Occultist class, and if you get like one that doesn't fuck up your skills, that actually like helps you out, it might be pretty nice. Like maybe a... Isn't there one that gives you like additional resistance reduction to Bloody Pox or something? I think there is one, right? If you click it 100 times, you get a free Manticore IMAT. But is that really a thing, or is that a... Are you debating me right now? Pestilence of the Dreeg? Yeah, Pestilence of the Dreeg is probably even better. Is that like a amulet you can like easily get, or is the blueprint random? Yeah, Pestilence of Dreeg is probably better than Baronath or the Conduit even. That's such a bait, yeah. I thought so. When was the last time my hardcore character died? There you go. So we're gonna fight Morgoneth here, and Morgoneth, actually, like you shouldn't fight him blindly, right? You should always check him out first on grimtools.com/monster database. So Morgoneth, right? The Grand Magi, Grand Magus rather, and it's not this one, right? It's the other one. I don't know why there are like 2 Morgoneth guys here, but yeah, this one here. So he has 560 DA reduction. He has 33 flat resistance reduction. Another 33 flat resistance reduction. These don't stack, by the way, so it's like either or, like the highest applies, so it's like 33 no matter what. But more importantly, he also reduces your damage by 60%. So if you're wondering like why the hell you're not dealing any damage all of a sudden, it's because you reduced your damage by a total of 60%. And this one is basically the same, and this one reduces resistances by 35, and this one is like another aura that reduces your OA and DA by 150. So overall he's pretty scary, as you can see, and yeah, you wanna read the stuff maybe, and know like which abilities to like look out for, like which debuffs to look out for as well, and then like fight him accordingly. Also, you can see that vitality builds aren't the worst at fighting him. If you're fighting a lightning build, then yeah, good luck. So yeah, let's go. Also, he can spawn ghosts of the Magi's that we fought earlier, and if he spawns a ghost of Zethras, that ghost is not quite as scary as the Magi Zethras, but it's still really scary, and you should like try to kill it probably. Also, like the fucking projectiles that just hit me here from the conduit, right? They also reduce the resistances, as you could see. It's kind of annoying. Okay, he spawned Busty actually, so this one is you can probably ignore him and just try to kill this guy instead. So yeah, also when he hits me with the resistance reduction, you can see that everything is fine except for bleed. But I mean, bleed is damage over time anyway, so that's whatever, right? Like my circuit breakers and my lifesteal is gonna be okay against that, right? What is not okay though is my energy. I spam too many like garbage abilities again, right? But yeah, I mean, this guy can just face tank him, right? As long as he doesn't spawn Zethras Ghost, we're fine here. We didn't get the weapon, obviously, but oh well. We might have to fight this guy lots of times from now on. Like farm this guy a little bit, because we do want his weapon. He has a chance to drop the Nightbringer weapon, and Nightbringer weapon is crazy strong for this build. Celestial? No, he's not a Celestial. Oops. Did I say he's a Celestial? Or was I talking about the conduit here being a Celestial or something? What? No, he's not a Celestial. He's just a random boss. Why is this build good again? Did you just see the kill? Yugoslavia? Come on. Also, Feta Cheese, how are you, man? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I mean, you basically just saw why this build is good, right? Because you can just face tank Morgoneth and yeah, be fine doing that.
Well met. Come see what's
Also, so Price, thank you so much for the follow and welcome, welcome. Yeah, so should we like use this ring maybe? Seed of Busty? Of Basti? The Busty ring. Also yeah, after completing this quest, you can speak to Riggs, obviously, again, and he's gonna give you another legendary, I believe, for completing those quests. And yeah, there we go, we got a mythical Menhirion. It's a pretty good ring if you like playing a Warlord, for example, physical build. And yeah, like now it's like whatever, blah blah blah. And you can talk to him again.
Welcome back, my friend.
And he says he's gonna keep an eye on me. And then you have the option to choose. I would enjoy in getting haunted. I mean, getting haunted. I would enjoy getting hunted by your associates, right? And if you click on this, and then you say like bring them on or whatever, right? You basically spawned associates of Riggs throughout Act 7, I believe. And yeah, they're basically like additional elites that you can find and fight. And they can be scary sometimes though, so if you don't want to like fight some additional scary elites randomly, anywhere, then you can talk to him again and choose I've had enough of your associates, send them away, right? And now you despawn them again. This is a little bit cryptic because it doesn't really like tell you anything except for like this one dialogue, right?
Welcome back.
But basically, like, if you choose this, then you basically spawned like some elites that like randomly run around in Act 7, and even, I don't know, I think they're only in Act 7, I'm still not quite sure. I know that they do spawn in Act 7, they might spawn somewhere else as well. I'm like no idea because they don't spawn that often. But if they spawn, they will hurt, and you will like find out when they smack you in your face, right? So yeah. Anyways, we spawned them, right? And they might be some fun in the future for me for this build. We'll see. Maybe they won't be fun actually. Also, we found a thread of mortality. Now this one is actually really good as well. You can also use this instead of Peter's Eye of Baranoth, right? This is a really nice defensive medal, I mean amulet, that you can use for like any vitality caster, right? Pretty good. Not bad at all. So what do we do about this ring? Do we use it? And it's worse than Signet of the Damned, right? Because Signet of the Damned does give me wasting. And I'm not using Entangling Vines or Doombolt, right? That's actually not good enough, right? Oh well. Oh well, oh well. What are these? Conduits? Oh yeah, the conduits. That's nice. I want mythical bone weave leggings, right, for this build. Still missing those. I mean, I should like blow up these items, right? They are kinda garbage for me anyway. Also, Festo Blaze, I mean, no, I'm not gonna use it anymore. Like, I got better gear now. I'm not gonna use any of these probably, actually. I mean, maybe the pants, I mean the boots, I don't know. Or Final March. I want Mythical Void Walkers as well. Like, Mythical Void Walkers and Mythical Bone Weave are like what I'm looking for right now. As well as a Lunar Valgoth belt. We'll probably farm that on the next episode. And maybe also like farm the offhand, right? The yeah, like we want either what's it called? The Skull of Gulgamosh or something, or the offhand from the one black Gryphon, right? I have to inform you that our mutual friend Madly now uses Prime Ring of Morgoneth instead of Signet of the Damned on his vitality Conjurer. I mean, yeah, once I had the ring, I would maybe use it as well, actually. But I mean, I don't have it, so I can't use it right now, right? I mean, that's sad. I don't know if it's like better or worse, actually. I haven't really checked it out. Use this information wisely. Alright.
Save with me. Promise. I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
So it is better for Crucible at least. Just the GD stash it. I mean, the Prime Ring isn't like hard to get, to be honest. Like, Prime Ring is not hard to get at all. Like, Prime Ring is way easier to get than, say, a Basti Ring or a Basti Ring or any of the other like rings, right? Oh, this one's garbage, right? Why am I keeping it? Figures of the Eagle? No. This one is not too bad though. Devastating of Prowess. It's kinda okay to keep, I guess. So yeah, anyways, this is gonna be it for my episode 12 of the Solo Self-Found Beginner Conjurer. Thank you so much everybody for watching. We cleared episode. I mean, we cleared Act 7 as well as the dungeon here, right? Basically did everything in Act 7 that we could do except for the Shadow Realm. I'm gonna do like a separate episode for Shadow Realm only probably. And the next one, we're gonna finish Act 6 and then farm like for the belt, farm for the offhand, maybe farm for Nightbringer instead of the offhand actually. That's probably better to do anyway. And then, yeah, like just farming the dungeon actually should be good, right? Like we want to farm Act 7 dungeon for maybe a conduit recipe as well as the Nightbringer, right? And then we want to get lucky and get like random drops like, such as mythical bone weave leggings and mythical Voidwalker foot pads. If we don't get them, well, we still have the non-mythical stuff. And yeah, also we want like a void heart maybe. We might do some gambling actually to get like the rings, right? And we also need to like farm a Radak medal, because Radak medal should probably be better than Mark of the Forbidden in the end. At least once I have Nightbringer. But yeah, we can farm those while farming the belt as well, right? So that's pretty nice. But yeah, see you around the next one. Bye bye.